over now. Right now. I smile, even though it hurts me, I smile. I know God is working, so I smile. Even though I've been here for a while, I smile, smile. It's so hard to look up when you're down. Sure would hate to see you give up now. You look so much better when you smile, so smile. You look so much better when you 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 smile.
I just don't want you to be happy, but then you gotta have something happen. I want you to have joy, cause can't nobody take that from you. I see you.
Yeah, that's an acquired experience.
What comes from the heart reaches the heart. Good morning, Open Heart, and welcome to our Heartstream Live for this Sunday, the first Sunday in October, October the 3rd, 2021. I'm so glad that you have joined us today. It's always great to have each and every one of you, wherever you are, to be a part of this Heartstream. Thank you for all the ways in which you support us. Thank you for all of the things that you do in the text messages that you send of encouragement and to talk about how things help, the comments that are in our chat, either on our YouTube live stream or on our Facebook stream, the ways in which people respond. In oftentimes I'm not even aware of people that are watching, and then they will reach out to me and let me know that they are watching, in the ways in which we continue to get this message out. We know that this is still something that's unusual, but it's something that we have made work, and we've made it work because of you. So I thank you for all that you do. And as always, I greet you, I bless you, I see God in you.
Let the celebration begin. Please join me as we turn within. I am so grateful and thankful for this time that we are all together. Grateful that we are all one in source. Source, which is love, light, abundance, prosperity, wholeness. And we are all those things as source is in, as, and through us. And it's in this spirit of oneness we throw open wide the doors of this celebration, inviting and invoking and welcoming all energies that are of love and light. Allowing these energies to infuse every aspect of this service, those things that have gone before and those things that will come afterwards. We ask that that same energy of health and wholeness touch those on our prayer list, and that the energies of oneness of this beautiful community infuse us who are here in this place now, right now. I release these words into the law of love, and so it is. Let the celebration continue.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Thank you.
Our purpose statement. Our purpose is to create a spiritual community which recognizes that there is one presence and one power in the universe, God. Daily, we actively practice this spiritual truth. We open our heart space to each person to acknowledge one another as expressions of God. It is in each other that we see God.
Our theme for the month of October is Partnership with the Divine. And our daily affirmation, today I am willing to receive divine direction. I set my intention to be open to guidance. I open the door of my consciousness and permit it to enter. And so it is.
The graciousness of gratitude. Gratitude begins as a practice, and in its mature expression becomes a way of life that is filled with the spirit of thanksgiving. Since childhood, most of us have been schooled in the mechanics of gratitude, that it's good manners to say thank you, even when we don't mean it. But genuine, spontaneous gratitude is much deeper. It is a feeling that arises when we realize the immense gift, the preciousness that is life. Getting in the gratitude groove softens the heart, opens the mind, causing even seemingly ordinary things to become sacred. We see and experience life's magic. Gratitude is a prayer that acknowledges the gift of existence, that we can laugh, dance, sing, love, eat, create, celebrate, heal, transform, and that we have been fully equipped to become self-realized beings. Gratitude opens our inner sight to the fact that we already have been provided all the gifts of existence.
Good morning. These are your announcements. Hey you. Yes, you. Do you love to sing? Well, our Voices from the Heart musical group is looking for you. It's your opportunity to join us in the music that we provide each week. through your voice, through your love of singing. If you're interested, please contact me so that we can make you a part of this wonderful group and the wonderful music that we provide each and every week.
Today is a day like no other day. Just think and you'll know that it's true. Today should be holidays, so I'm singing this message to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Just have a happy day.
At Open Heart, we believe in the power of affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment, a treatment for those who are on our prayer list and beyond. A power is in you right now in this instant, waiting to be released into the creative action, which is your natural birthright, whether it's your own health, your relations with other people, or your own work. All the love there is in the world is in you and around you at this instant. It is waiting only for the release to come through your active awareness of it. All the health there is in the world is yours at this instant. It is waiting only for the revelation of the perfect person covered by the ailing person. All the riches you need in the world are yours at this instant. They await only your acceptance. The creative drive you have always had is now in action. It is calling and waiting for you to let it out into the world, to let it shine before a world that will receive you with love, warmth, and joy, since you and the creation are one, inseparable and eternal. And so it is. Thank you, Akila, for today's affirmative reading, and I'm inviting any of the rest of you to submit your video to Jay Gilmore at Openheartspiritual.org. Our daily affirmative prayer call takes place each and every morning at 8 a.m. Central Time. Dial in as one of our prayer team members shares an inspirational reading and then prays for you, all in about 7 minutes. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am richly blessed, creating a greater and greater flow. Thank you for all of the support that you provide for us through your conscious giving. You can do so through a number of methods. We have our Cash App. You can use our cash tag OHSC901 to donate. You can also go online to our website at ohsc901.com and make your contribution there. Or you can do the text to give by texting the word give to 615-422-4292. Thank you for all of the ways in which you support Open Heart. Thank you for your financial gifts.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be.
I invite you to our centering moment. Allow this time to just help us refocus as we prepare to hear the message. I am centered. I am balanced. I am peace. I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And be here, now, present. And so it is.
One of my favorite stories that I've used over the years as a minister and a preacher has been the story about a little boy who loved to go out into his backyard. He had a playhouse out there that his father had built for him one day. And he would go out there and spend hours out in his playhouse. One particular day, there had been a great storm, and it had really blown tree limbs down and done a lot of damage from the high winds that were a part of that storm. And when the little boy got up and went outside and tried to make his way to the playhouse, there was a large limb that had fallen on the path. And so the little boy got out there and tried to move the limb. It wouldn't move. It was too heavy for him. He tried pushing it. It wouldn't budge. And he tried many different things. And as he did so, his father stood in the doorway and watched the son. And the son kept trying and trying as best he could to get the limb out of the way so he could make his way to his playhouse. But nothing would work. So dejectedly, he turned around and started making his way back to the house. And his father stopped him at the doorway. And he asked him, he said, "Son, have you used all your strength?" He said, "Yeah, Dad, I did, but I can't get it out of the way." He said, "But did you use all your strength?" The little boy said, "Yes, you saw me. I tried everything I know, but I couldn't get it to budge." He said again, "But did you use all your strength?" He said, "Yes, I tried it, and it still won't work. Stop asking me that." And his father looked at him very gently and said, "No, son, you didn't use all your strength because you didn't ask your father to help you." Now, I know I want to take away, and I know that this story, I like using it because it illustrates something about ourselves. Now, taking out the image of, because so often I would use it as an illustration of asking God for help in things, but I want to take out the image, the father image. I know that's popular, but to look at God as spirit. And I also want to take out the idea of help coming from the outside, but help emanating from the inside. But it is a story that illustrates for me and for us the things that we oftentimes neglect and fail to do, which is consult or bring forth or look to that power, that strength that is within us, that power that allows us in the ability to do things. And this month's theme is about divine partnership, or partnership with the divine. And I know that there are people that say, "Well, I already know where he's going with this, and I can see that already." And what happens is, in this instance, what really is for us in this month's teachings is about how powerful we do have guidance for the things that we wish to do. Guidance for us in our lives for each and every day. But I know what happens. You all are very smart and astute, very well grounded in the ideas of New Thought, ancient wisdom. And there's a tendency, though, that when we are at that point to utter what I call the 4 words of self-sacrifice, self-sabotage. The 4 words that can sabotage our understanding and future learning. The 4 words that can obscure the kinds of ways in which spirit can help us. The 4 words that can derail our progress and take us off the path that we were on. The 4 words that really get us out of the way rather than continue to move in the way. Those 4 words are, "I already know that. I already know that. Several times this week I was talking with people who were sharing how they were giving information to people who just really kind of dismissed what they had to say and didn't really pay attention because their attitude, or they even said it out loud, I already know that. And those words can, when we utter that and we think that we already know all there is to know about something, it cuts things off. It shuts things down, and it keeps us from being open to new information and new avenues, in ways the Spirit can work for us. It shuts things down, and then we find ourselves with a conundrum because we're trying to figure things out. And had we remained open to what Spirit is guiding us to, what Spirit is giving us, then we would be open and available to that. But for so often, we are in the New Thought Ancient Wisdom tradition. We are magnificent students. We are always learning, always eager to know, always finding out more information, always trying to find the next technique and the next kind of way of doing things, constantly watching videos, reading books, and listening to teachers and doing all of that, which is great, finding all of that information out that we can. But it reminds me of several years ago when I was a part of a team that was doing work in the outreach work in the community for HIV and AIDS. And we were in a meeting and we were talking about some of the measures that we were doing for the community. And there were several people there who were researchers who started talking about all of the data that they had. And sitting there was a professor. He's a professor of public health at the University of Memphis, and he's well known in the community, and he listened on, and I could see a little bit of irritation on his face. And all of a sudden, the meeting stopped as he began to speak. And he's Nigerian, and in his just wonderful Nigerian accent, he said, data, 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 all of this data, but what are you doing with it? Are you changing lives? And everybody stopped and people looked around, and I think it really impacted everybody because they were so fascinated with the data that was being collected. But what was it doing for people's lives? And I say the same thing about all of the information that we gather so often and that we also often pursue. But is it changing our lives? Is it transforming our lives? When we printed bulletins back in the day and for church, and I would have a section in the bulletin that was for sermon notes, and there would be a part for the person to record the title and record points and all of that. But there was another part that was there on the bulletin that was for the sermon notes. And I remember one day a person was proud to show me, hey, I took notes on your sermon today. And when I looked at it, I said, yeah, but you left out the most important part. Because after all of the notes and the points with quotes and everything else, there was the last section that asked the question, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? So with all of the information that we have, with all of the knowing that we have, and not shutting it down with I already know that, but if you know that, what are you doing with that? And with this month, we are talking about divine guidance. And it's very tempting to think, well, I already know that I have divine guidance. I already know the Spirit is leading me. But what am I doing about it? What are you doing about it? Because it's one thing to know, but it's an entirely different thing to act upon it. It's an entirely different thing to implement it in our lives. It's an entirely different thing to not just when there's an emergency or when things get bad, like in the illustration about the tree, but each and every day there is guidance that is available to us. Each and every day there is Spirit that is speaking in and through us. Each and every day, Spirit is communicating and connecting with us in so many different ways. It is guiding us in so many different ways. The songs that we might hear on the radio or someone singing, the songs that come into our heads. My wife and I talk about all the time. We wake up in the morning and both of us will oftentimes have a song that starts in our minds even before we get out of bed and wonder where it came from. But very often that is guidance. The dreams that we have, the poems that we have, looking at things in nature and watching things that happen as a part of nature. I get a great deal of lessons, many lessons out of sitting on my porch swing, watching the hummingbirds at the feeder and the ways in which they interact with one another, and watching the animals that come out, the rabbit occasionally that I see across the street from my house, or the cat that's out, and all of that, and looking at the interplay of nature and understanding the lessons that are there, seeing that. George Washington Carver, who said, "I like to think of nature as God's broadcasting system. If we would only just listen, we could hear what the universe is saying to us." That there is divine guidance. It is ours. And this month, what we're going to be talking about are the various ways in which we can receive this guidance and act upon this guidance and live by this guidance. But one of the most important keys to this understanding and this awareness and making this guidance work for us is to be open to it. And we can't be open to it if we utter those 4 words of self-sabotage. I already know that. When we are open to new possibilities, when we are open to new avenues, when we are open to new ways of being, new ways of learning, new ways of doing, new ways of hearing, new ways of seeing, new ways just being in that space and place where we are open to receive, open and available, the divine guidance that is ours comes forth. It comes in ways untold. It comes in ways that we don't even think about. It comes in ways that helps us to know that we are not alone in our journey, and that nothing can happen to us, nothing can happen in us without Spirit addressing the situation, providing us with the help, providing us with the wisdom, providing us with the knowledge, providing us with the creativity, providing us with the answers, providing us with the way. It knows the way, it goes the way, it shows the way. And so the question I ask you is, what are you going to do about it? And so it is.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. If you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, gotta let it go. Gotta let it all go. Are you listening? You got to let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release. I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only Yes, I'm only here for God. I know.